If you play franchise mode in Madden, you have to be feeling optimistic about the efforts made in both Madden 26 and Madden 27, as an argument can be made that it's the most effort EA has put into franchise mode in the last 20 years. Yet despite the efforts provided by the company the last couple years, something still feels off. Recent revelations given to me by a former EA Madden developer who worked back at EA during the time frame that this dynamic shift occurred shed light on what happened to franchise mode and why the ramifications of that decision back in 2012 are still present today and are the reason why the mode still feels off. Before we go ahead and dive into everything, I do want to say thank you for checking out this video. I do appreciate it. And if you happen to be new to the channel, do me a solid, subscribe. I'm pushing hard towards 25,000 subs and every new subscriber counts. Also, if you do like anything I had to say in this video, do me a solid, like the video. And there's this new feature in the comment section. You can hype the video. It's completely free. It really helps me out as well. So now that I've got that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive in to why Madden's franchise mode still feels off.
And Bonds hits one high. It's a dig! It is out! This is caught! Diggs! Sideline! Touchdown! Unbelievable! Bryant for the win! Bang! Watch out! He's got getting away from the pop speed!
Before we begin, although this is going to sound speculative and hypothetical, I want to remind you that this was information given to me by a person who worked at EA during this time frame, the transition from the franchise mode we grew up loving, full-fledged with features, into the connected franchise era, which is still having its impact on franchise mode to this day, 14 years later. So I have kind of connected the dots and put together the timeline and wanted to make this video to explain to you how this all connects with what happened, why we left the franchise mode as how we had it and transitioned into connected franchise, and how it's also affected changes all the way through the upcoming Madden 27 title. So to get started, we need to go all the way back to 2011. Now, 2011 is the year that the last great Madden, as Soft Drink TV so eloquently puts, was released. This was the Madden that had the full franchise mode. We had Stadium Creator, our full franchise, everything you could think of was in this game. So what happened in 2011? Why do we need to go back there? Well, if you Google search, RPG role-playing games of 2011, Google will tell you that 2011 was quite possibly the greatest year ever for role-playing games being released. And everyone loves playing role-playing games. I don't think there's a single person who's never played a role-playing game. People love them. They're very common, very popular. And when you have a year with so many great role-playing games being released, that can impact sales of other video games. We're seeing the GTA 6 effect in right now with games being pushed back, releasing early, everything. It's pretty crazy. On top of that, the late 2000s and early 2010s was peak Call of Duty era. I myself played it all the time, and I haven't purchased a Call of Duty game in like 6 years. And if you look up the sales records, Black Ops 1, which was released in 2010, was the greatest selling Call of Duty of all time at that time, followed up by Modern Warfare 3, which was also the greatest selling Call of Duty at the time and was only supplanted 8 years later. So you have role-playing games releasing like crazy, and you have Call of Duty at its peak, and Madden is looking for a way to compete. Now, this was before Ultimate Team was really a thing in its hey and doing what it does for the franchise now. And so it was mostly a franchise and superstar driven selling point for people to pick up the Madden franchise. And there was a decision at EA made that in order to get people to really dive in and play franchise and not want to put it down, they needed to change their approach to how the game is structured. And the idea was presented to turn franchise mode into an RPG. And with that decision, the very first RPG element was introduced: XP. XP is very prevalent in any role-playing game. It's how you level up your character, unlock new abilities, unlock all sorts of stuff, right? It's also the main component in Call of Duty. You play the game, and based on performance, you earn XP, which levels up your character, which then unlocks new guns. You equip those guns, and you play with those guns, and based on performance, you unlock attachments that can make the guns better. And the desire to rank up your character in both RPGs and in Call of Duty to get these new weapons and then use the weapons and play with them to unlock these new attachments creates this drive, this hunger for more. And EA thought that this was the route they needed to do to make people want to play their game more and to buy more copies, which is why XP sliders were introduced to franchise mode for progression and regression. Because if you look at XP based progression holistically on a realistic level, it makes zero sense, and nobody can make an argument as to why XP progression should be in the game. XP progression tells you that you perform on the field, and based on your performance, you earn XP to get better. Whereas, so to elaborate on that, that means if you play well, you perform well, you get XP to make you even better. Whereas that's not how it works. You play well and perform well because you got better already. Where do you get better? From practice, from film study, from off-season workouts, from training. That's how you get better. And then there's also mental aspects to it. You do not get better because you went out and performed well. That is the complete opposite of the sandbox experience that every sports game on the market provides. NBA 2K is not XP-based progression. NHL is not XP-based progression. MLB The Show is not XP-based progression. Why is Madden XP-based progression when it makes zero sense at a fundamental level of how players should get better? Because it drives you. Okay, and I'll be the first to admit, you know, when you're playing franchise and you do your weekly strategy or your prep, and it comes back that players have an upgrade, you're like, ooh, I got an upgrade. Who was it? And you go in there and you see what the player is. You're like, ooh, I'm going to upgrade him. And you pick which category you want to upgrade. If it's a running back, you're like, ooh, do I want to make him a power back? Do I want to give him an elusive? Do I want to give him a receiving back? Right? You get to pick and choose, and then you click the button and then you see the guy get stat increases. Just like in a role-playing game, just like in Call of Duty. And yeah, it does feel good as a player. You're like, ooh, wow. But you know what? NBA 2K doesn't have that. And you see your players progress regardless in the off season. You have in-season progression as well. You can see players start to go up. It's not an instantaneous moment where you're like, when you press a button and you see the players get better, but it still happens and it gives the same impact as well. So that's what caused all this back in 2011 is they decided to, after those years from the competing video games in RPG and Call of Duty doing its thing, that was the decision to switch to XP, was to make the game feel just like those role-playing games, okay? And that's where it stood for a while. And we didn't get a lot of franchise features, but there were some good franchise features incorporated the next several years. We had practice equals purpose in Madden 14, or the original Madden 25, where you had practice scenarios where you picked a scenario, you went in, and if you accomplished the scenario successfully, you earned XP for your entire team. Practice had a purpose. Well, they removed that, and Madden 15 replaced it with week-to-week time management, which was honestly really, really cool. I don't know why you couldn't have both, but I digress. In Madden 15, you had an allotment of hours that you got to choose each week how you wanted to distribute, from film study, from training, from rehab, all sorts of different things, and for positional groups as well. Very, very cool concept and aspect, similar to how you had to manage your time in NFL 2K5 and how you can do training in current NBA 2K. A very cool feature that was one and done. Gone. And we know what happened with franchise mode the next couple years after that, which ultimately led to the fixed Madden franchise year, which is when EA decided to take the RPG a little bit further with the introduction of player abilities. What do you have in Call of Duty? Perks. What do you have in role-playing games? You have abilities. Adding abilities in Madden was their version of this. And the worst part is they made them arcade. We've had some of the same arcade abilities in the game since their introduction. Bazooka, where a quarterback can randomly have the ability, if they complete 2 passes, to throw it 20 yards further. Not a thing. Ask any person who played quarterback at even the collegiate level. You don't have to be a pro quarterback to know that you just can't miraculously throw the ball 20 yards because you completed 20 yards further than you normally can because you completed 2 completions of 20 yards. Completely arcade. A lot of abilities rooted in absolutes. Ability to not fumble, cannot be intercepted. Trigger the right scenario and you will have perfect pass accuracy every single time on various different instances that present themselves. Not a boost to your accuracy, but perfect accuracy. No such thing in real life. There is not a quarterback who is immune to fumbling or immune to throwing interceptions or is guaranteed to throw a perfect, accurately thrown ball from a clean pocket in various scenarios every single time. Pull up any footage of the all-time greats and you will see them missing throws from a clean pocket, mirroring the exact scenarios that are created in Madden for these abilities. So they gave us arcade abilities to create player loadouts, because we can go in and change the X factors. We can change the superstar abilities. And when a player hits the overall to unlock the superstar abilities, we get to go in and pick what we want to put on said player. Just like we put on perks in Call of Duty, just like we put on abilities in role-playing games. Then they took this a step further and they said, on top of, pushing this to be RPG, we need to take a lot of the extra stuff out of the user's hands. And that started with the revamped scouting. We used to have an interactive scouting experience, fun and intuitive, where we as the user had input. We had stuff to do. We got to scout the players and choose how we got information presented to us. That was scrapped, taken away, and now we're left with scouting reports. Now, although you go week to week in your Madden franchise and it pops up and says scout players, you're not doing anything. You're just looking at a scouting report that is providing you no information of value. Everything you could need to know will be presented to you a week before the draft when you pull up scouting reports, or in the draft for that matter. Just pause your timer. All the information's there. Scouting has become irrelevant. They took that away. We can't handle it. We don't need to do it. Let's give them something less to do so they can focus on grinding their players, upgrading their players. It was then taken a step further last year, Madden 26. They removed owner mode, which so many people loved, and brought in coaching abilities. And what do you do with your coaching abilities from week to week? You create a loadout. What do you do in Call of Duty? Create loadouts. What do you do in role-playing games? You create a loadout. And as you play, you earn XP for your coach. And with these XP points, you can purchase new abilities and equip them. You start off with 4 slots, but as you rank your coach up, you can unlock up to 7. And as you earn more XP, your ability that you unlocked at the bronze level can be upgraded to silver, where the impacts of it are increased. You can upgrade it to gold, you can upgrade it all the way to platinum. So not only are you unlocking abilities, but you're ranking up those abilities, and you get to choose week to week which abilities you want to equip for your loadout. And then, what about these abilities? Well, they're arcade. You get +7 to player attributes. Like a coach has any impact on a player's physical abilities. A coach can scheme and put a player in a good spot, but can a coach make a player have better zone coverage, better man coverage, better interception skills, better play recognition? No. Can a coach increase the odds of a player being in better position? Absolutely. Some abilities are done very well. But then they have all these others that are very arcade, and what's even worse is they're overpowered. And on top of that, you can stack. To give you a perfect example of this, you can pair up defensive abilities with defensive play sheets, which again, play sheets make absolutely no sense because, as others have pointed out, I can go add those plays to my playbook at any single time. But you add the play sheet and you have access to those plays for that particular week. But then not only do you have access to that play sheet, but you get boosts associated. So you can equip a 4-2-5 nickel package where you're going to get boosts to various defensive attributes. And then you can apply defensive abilities to the coach that have the same boosts. Stacking. Essentially taking a cornerback with 80 zone coverage and bumping them up 21 or to 100 with the stacks of +7s. +7, +7, +7. When you call, of course, a play from that play sheet. If you don't call a play from that play sheet, he's still up into the 90s. This is arcade, but this is a loadout. This is to replicate Call of Duty. This is to replicate role-playing games. Give us less to do so we can focus on grinding our players and upgrading them. Retention, retention, retention. Have us fire up these games. They did it even more with Madden 27. They added a lot of good for Madden 27, but they redid contracts. And although the concept is fabulous, with it, they took away our ability to manually set the salary and the bonus value. We have no say. It's a mini game. Go into the contract negotiation, press this value, press 5% more, whatever less. We have no way to adjust anything. Less control, less to do, more time grinding our players and ranking them up from getting XP. The whole premise is completely encapsulated in the fact that you can have drive goals turned on, where every single time you do anything, you can have the little plus sign come off of your player so you can see how much XP you just earned. Kind of like when you get a kill in Call of Duty and it shows you kill and you see the XP and it's amplified if you get a headshot. Or when you're playing a role-playing game and you accomplish anything, it'll tell you you earned XP. Whether it's a mission, getting kills, helping out an NPC, right? It'll pop up on the screen that you earned XP. That's literally in the game. You can turn it off, but it's in there. So, Connected Franchise all started because they wanted to make Madden compete with Call of Duty and role-playing games. Transition to XP, give a loadout system, take away our scouting, take away our contract negotiation where we can play with the money, take away our control so that we spend our time grinding players. The worst part about it is that they don't even balance the XP progression. They don't test it. I was literally told that they'll run 1 year of a sim to see what the numbers look like for player progression. And that's it. This is how you have every year it's been an issue. It's how I know that it's not being looked at. Several positions will earn XP at a super high rate while others will not earn it at all. And yes, we have sliders to mess around with that, but even then, they're so extreme in how they're tuned, you still don't have balance. Not only that, we shouldn't really have to use the sliders to get balanced progression. That should be how we get the game. And we can use the XP sliders to tweak the experience for the one that we want, but we should be getting balanced progression through all the positions out of the box. But that's not how it is. We want a sandbox experience for our franchise, and instead we're giving a role-playing, XP-driven Call of Duty style game. When you break it all down, XP runs everything for your players. XP drives your coaches. XP earns you abilities for your players. It earns abilities for your coaches. You build and create a loadout and you change it week to week. We're playing franchise Call of Duty, y'all. And that is why, no matter the good improvements that they did for Madden 26, which there were several, and no matter the great improvements they did for Madden 27, which again, there were several, Madden franchise still feels off. Thank you for checking out this video, you guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And now that you understand the correlation of Call of Duty and role-playing games with Madden, and that light bulb kind of just turned on, How do you feel about it? I want that sandbox experience. I don't know about you. I want the same progression style system that every other sports game gives us. I want scouting back. I want to adjust the value of my contracts. I don't want less control. I want more control. Looking forward to seeing what you guys have to say. Otherwise, stay tuned to the next one, y'all. Peace.